I was studying at the City University of New York. I was studying art, actually, painting. And I finished my college and I came to Bombay my whole family was there, and I took this decision that I'm going to go and work in India, and I'm going to go and be part of Indian film industry. I want to be an actress. So this was a big shock, for the family. They didn't know where this was coming from because there was no background of cinema or show, theatre or anything in my family. Both my parents were teachers at the Lehman College. So from those days, coming back as a student who's just finished, and for the first time in the industry in Bombay, meeting all film people, all these luminous personalities like Rishikesh Mukherjee, Bashu Bhattacharya, Sai Paranjpe, it was a very, I remember those days with a lot of warmth, because these people are the ones who encouraged me when I first came in. They kind of they endorsed the cinema that I wanted to belong to. I wanted to do films and roles which would represent my times, and I didn't want to go the Hindi film heroine way, like you keep changing clothes and keep dancing in front of the camera. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to play real women, and I think these were the people who helped me stay with the kind of cinema I wanted to be part of. See, the first film, when I came in with a film like Ek Baar Phir, it was a path-breaking film. Ek Baar Phir, for the first time on the screen, was completely redefining the role of the Hindi film heroine, in the sense that she wasn't the girl on the screen who was catering to the fantasy of the male audience. She was a real woman, and she made those choices which she did in the film. This role of Kalpana was a landmark in terms of as far as the role of women in Hindi cinema goes. There was this film, the one I did, Ek Baar Phir. There was another film done by Mahesh Bhatt called Arth. So these were the movies at that time when everything else happening was very sweet or very innocent and all that. Here came a film like Ek Baar Phir, where the woman was walking out of a marriage, getting into a relationship with another man, and that whole debate which she did with herself. Am I being morally right by staying in this marriage which is not working out for me, or is it morally right for me to go with the man that I'm in love with? So there was this whole debate. Is by remaining married, is it morally correct, or is it morally correct to go away from the man you do not love and find love and stand for that? So from that kind of cinema was my beginning. And people like Rishikesh Mukherjee, it was amazing working with people like him. They had so much to give. They had so much experience behind them, and they made those movies which were initially did so well. Films like Chashme Badur, Katha, Gulzar Sahab, Angur, Rang Birangi, and I happened to do films like Kamla, done by Jagmohan Mundra, then Main Zinda Hoon, done by Sudhir Mishra, then Ankahi, done by Amol Palekar, and Panchvati, done by Bashu Bhattacharya. My journey has been, I would say, in the midst of all that sweet musical films which were happening at that time, my personal journey was far more interesting. Though I've always felt that there's change happening all the time. When I came in, that change was happening. I became part of that change, that whole movement. Then after, I think somewhere the late 80s was like a laid back period. There wasn't much happening. There was not enough energy happening in cinema at that time. But again, it picked up again. And now it's a whole different industry. The youngsters are so full of energy, enthusiasm. They are so focused. They know exactly what they are heading for. They know exactly what they want. They know what they want to project about themselves. It's so heartwarming to see all this. It's really, I wish one was born in these times. Or maybe 20, 25 years earlier, in the times of Guru Dutt and Bimal Roy and maybe Mehboob Khan, or even earlier. Those were exciting times. And then now, our time was the transition. We were experimenting. There was a parallel cinema which was an experiment. Now today, when all this commercialism is at its peak, there is still a new wave, or which is not called new wave, it's called main path cinema. But there are films like Satya, there are films like Black and White, there are films like Mrityudand and Beja Fry, which are little experiments, and they are carrying that old movement which was started with our times. This is being carried forward in a more commercial packaging of it is more commercial. So there are issues which are dealt with, but their projection is much more towards catering to mass appeal, which didn't happen in the early art films. The early art films were a little, the issues were all there, significant issues, but the presentation was a little, it lacked appeal. There has been a huge opening up and the role of women has changed a lot. Because the old times just had Sai Paranjpe and Kalpana Lajmi after that. But now, there are a whole range of women directors and even women cinematographers who are working and putting across their minds and their viewpoints. I think it's a very exciting time for women directors, female directors. I think it's a great trend which is starting now. There will be a difference in viewpoint, right? So that after ages of seeing the male viewpoint, I think it will be great to just switch over to the female viewpoint. And it is happening. I know a lot of women who are doing their first films. Some filmmakers feel that no, we are catering to such a large audience, we have to somehow make it entertaining. And it's understandable. But there are people who have worked all their lives made issue-based movies, and they've always had something to say, and that's why they've made a film. So there is a different categories of, some people just look at it as, no, I want somebody to go in the hall, forget about their worries, just, feel happy, come back relaxed. That's why I'm making a movie, so that people can go enjoy themselves and come back. But for other people, it is the most significant medium of spreading information, knowledge, the visual medium. And it has to be, the attitude towards cinema earlier used to be somebody who's actors, for example, not good for other things, so wo actor ban gaya, So, but I think cinema, all that has changed. It's all passé, it's all that history. Now, the kind of people, the educated people, the people who have a great exposure, in their lives, those are the people who are coming now into cinema and making movies. And I think that is so important. And education, cinema as an education, is all the more important. People who are to receive these movies, see them, to educate them about cinema, let them know what is good cinema, what is bad, what is a good film, what is a bad film. Why should you not look only for entertainment? How is it going to enhance your mind to look at something different, a little life out there in an Irani film, and you feel richer, by sitting in front of that screen for 1.5 hours, and you gain so much insight into the situation of the world, and how people are connected through cinema, how they feel connected, how cinema can connect the world with each other, how countries can, relate to each other differently, how boundaries, political scenarios can change through cinema. It's most significant. And I think that should begin the 5th standard, 4th standard onwards. That's a tough one, because I have so many favorite films. From India, let's say from India, My favorite film would be Pyasa. Pyasa by Gurudutt would be my favorite film. That's the one I can think of right away, you know. I'm sure I have so many other favorite films, but Pyasa. I think I see the beauty in imperfection. Imperfection keeps you going so that you're always striving to achieve perfection, and I think that phase is so full of beauty and the drive to go on in trying to achieve. So I'm not sure whether I would be the right person to answer this, but perfection. If you ask me what would be a perfect world, I think if we eliminate the concept of money, we could be talking some sense then. Let's see what would come about if there was no concept of money. I'd like to think about that. I don't know.